This is nice and bright.
Is it bright?
Home studio. Yeah, I mean, my eyes feel like it's bright. Some people just get those ring lights.
The ring lights.
To put right behind the camera.
So you want me to buy a ring light?
You remember that time I asked for one?
I bought you a whole setup.
Right.
That you never used. You used a couple of times. Where's that, babe?
In my room.
Well, why don't you get it? Why don't you go get it? It's your room. It's definitely your room. Why don't you go get it, though?
I don't want to.
Then stop complaining. And let's begin.
Okay, so we've been going through some shit. And we haven't recorded in a couple of Sundays. As a result. And action.
As a result, what do you mean?
Of the shit we've been going through.
Yeah, we have gone through some stuff.
So, it started with our teenager running away. And it ended with us picking our teenager up from a hospital for, it was like a psychiatric adolescent unit.
She ran away and then she ran away to an institution?
No,
That's
saying
the way it sounds. That's the way it sounds.
I figured we would go into the details, but that's...
Okay, but yeah, because she ran away.
Yeah, it began with running away.
We got a phone call to in the middle of the night. You had to go pick her up.
Yes.
And then we took her.
Yes. And so we thought that we would share what we've been going through. And it's not to make light or fun of any of it, because it was not fun. And it's nothing light. It's nothing to joke about. But the running away part was one thing, right? And it challenged us, I think, as parents, and forced us to figure out what we would do once she returned. Are you gonna say anything during this? I'm just gonna talk.
We both can't talk at the same time, babe.
I know, but I feel like I always lead the conversation.
That's fine. That's fine. Can't have my pillow over
So he's back with his blankie. Sorry. So anyway, the running away part, I think, brought up a lot of feelings. For me, I was angry. I was scared. And I was also trying to figure out what triggered that response from my child. At what moment did running away become an option, the only option, or, you know, the choice? So I questioned some things about myself and our environment, conversations we've had, etc., etc. Really wrecked my brain trying to figure out how we got there. And how did you feel? You know,
I was upset. I was angry. I guess that's upset.
Not always.
I'm very confused because I didn't. To me, it seemed like it was just out of the blue. Like, the issues. There were some issues leading up to it, though. Like, so the day of, like, dealing with a 14-year-old being sneaky and doing things, and we used to that with all these kids that we've. So, but for this one to you know, it was kind of like breathing, you know, had to breathe on some issues with being sneaky. And, you know, that day, I don't know, it was very surprising. If I didn't see it coming, and I still don't understand why, you know, to this day. So, you know, the trust issue was already broken with being sneaky. And then for the runaway part, that didn't help. And then going to this institution for a week.
Well, let's talk about how we got there, because like he said, you know, I went in the middle of the night to pick her up from the police. We've already said her a bunch of times. From the police department. And I think, yes, she did. At that point, she tapped out. She was like, I give up. I'm done with this running away thing. And I was grateful to, you know, to find her in one piece, whole, okay, of sound mind, kind of. And to know that, you know, no one had harmed her, no harm had come to her, everything was okay. So that gave me a lot of peace, a lot of comfort. But I still, after picking her up, bringing her home, like I said, there was still some anger, some frustration. You know, neither of us really had an understanding of why it had occurred to begin with. And I don't think we ever really got to the bottom of, you know, why, where'd you go, how'd you get there. We do know, you know, there was a bike involved and public transportation. But yes, the following days are where things kind of took a turn, and we ended up, you know, seeking help for our child. So
from somebody, it started with somebody to get her to talk to someone.
Right.
And the recommendation was, you know, because that running away for a teen is considered self-harm.
Yes.
So.
And that was new for me. I didn't know that. Did you know that that was classified as self-harming behavior?
No.
Yeah.
So we're in Virginia. So Virginia, I don't know what it's like anywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, but they were pretty much very supportive.
Mm-hmm. Extremely.
Very, very, you know, let's get to the bottom of it. And it's still work to be done.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, I don't know, I guess we wanted to talk to you guys about, like, just our experience, obviously, with our teenager. And this is something that we know, it's not just us that's going through it, but also maybe to shine a light on the importance of our mental health, our children's mental health. And I think just knowing that you're not alone in what you go through and experience with it. What else did you want to touch on and share? Anything you want to highlight, talk about specifically?
I mean, you know, it is a big thing. And hopefully, you know, anybody who has gone through similar experience, you can comment and, you know, let us know what you think about it. I mean, it's like the first thing too is just wondering like why, or if we were doing,
what we weren't doing wrong, like, right? Like
we weren't doing anything out of the ordinary. I mean, this whole with the homeschool thing, you know, but it's still she has made sure she provides ways, and she, you know, she get to go to a whole school one day a week, but the rest of the week you're homeschool. But you know,
and we've talked about, so I think some of the things we've discussed since picking her up, and you know, I think trying to be normal again, because that was something that was really important, you know, continuing the normal routines and the normal things. But a few things that we've decided to implement is we'll re-implement our family meetings as per her request. And I think that it's something we probably should have never stopped, but it was really important for us to do when we had a house full. Because we found that there were way too many things happening, you know, in between those.
Check in with them
yes,
kids.
yes,
Like, you have
it's important.
all them kids in the house. You know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah. So that's something that we're going to begin again, and I'm happy about it. I think it's important to provide your children, your family, with a safe space to speak to you. Like, not always those situations where, you know, kid get in trouble and, as my husband says, you gotta breathe on them. So I'm with it. He's with it. So we're gonna get back to that, so that we're continuing the conversations that have been started in the last couple of weeks, but also addressing and attacking shit, you know, that pops up, you know, from here, and reminding her that she can talk to us, and you know, those family meetings will be an opportunity to have that judgment-free zone that I think we all need. It's important. So another is, as it relates to homeschool, is to you know, and this is something she had asked me, and I was going to talk to you since we're on camera and it's coming. No, but she had talked about switching up the setting a little bit, you know, when it comes to the homeschool thing, and maybe you know, once a week we're doing it maybe outdoors for a few hours, you know, at the park, or, you know, at a picnic table. And there's so many different opportunities and places where we live, you know. Go to the library once a week, you know, to sit there in that environment. And I think that that can be helpful too, because you don't always want to feel so feel so isolated, because I don't think that that's a part of, you know, something that came up, you know, isolation, which it's more of I think something that was created, you know, as an issue that doesn't really exist. So you know, but anyway, that's something that we have to help her overcome, you know, the idea of I'm stuck here, or I'm doing this, or I'm forced to, and I can't, or I don't, so getting her outside of her head, so that, you know, she's living a life that she enjoys, and also within, you know, the boundaries that we've set. Therapy.
She's definitely going through therapy. Now that we can say she's going through therapy. And,
yeah.
You know, before this though, we provided someone for her to talk to.
And that is the person who really helped guide us through this process too. So
yeah, so that's yeah. So we didn't get a chance to record anything for a few weeks, because you know, on top of having a businesses, jobs, and kids.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
like
this was mentally draining, exhausting, emotionally. So even like having, like, we talked about it. We're like, we should record, and we got to talk about this. It still took us about a week since we said we should record about this.
It took no week.
Wasn't a week?
No. We just said it Sunday. I just said it to you Sunday.
Okay, a few days. Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it was before that, but
okay.
Maybe it just feels like it's been a long ass time, because it really does. But it has been very exhausting, and you know, you have to kind of put yourself in the right mindset to be able to sit down and just talk about it. So, so we're here, we're talking about it. So with therapy, I think, first of all, I think that it is awesome. Idris and I have gone through therapy.
Which y'all should know.
Right. and it's important. It's effective, and
We're gonna have a y'all come on our show.
you
Okay, no,
You're silly.
she's not. No, we probably can't afford that.
But I mean, you know, it's helpful, and I think it's really important, and it's something that more of us should do, and as a preventative measure, not always as a reactive. You know,
it's a lot of. I'm gonna interrupt you now. So
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of our people who don't believe, in therapy or think that it's the thing. This is my opinion from my perspective. Some of the people I know, and I'm gonna tell you, and even with us sharing our story with you guys, I feel like it's something that's important for us to share our story and also share the things that as parents what we go through, the family dynamic. But therapy has been a wonderful thing to understand who not to choke and when to choke and when not to choke. But
and why you want to choke them to begin with.
Right. Get to the root of why you want to punch somebody in their throat.
Yeah.
Not just because it's Punch Throat Thursday.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Beat down Wednesdays and punch in throat Thursdays. Yes, and eye jammy Fridays. So, but yeah, I think that is, that's the reason why, we wanted to express this. So, because I know we can't be the only ones, but please, if you have, kids that are going through things, even if you have punk ass 2 kids, if you only have 2 kids, change the channel. It's like, no. But in reality, us as, our people, same hue as me. I'm not saying that, we still vibe with other hues, but our hue, not so much. They don't really, believe. They want to, and I understand they want to be private and don't want to tell all your business or whatever, but we have learned a lot from other people and going through this experience. We've learned a lot going through therapy and having these freaking kids talk the whole village. And that's been the theme for the last 2 weeks and watching things, building a village.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of people in these shows and stuff like that. And there's some truth to that because, as a people, we lost that. We don't have the community anymore. And I think it's very important to have a community. And what I've tried to do with our kids in the family meetings is to bring back and have them understand, that there is a safe place in the home that everybody can express. And I was very happy that she decided to, because that meant something. That means that we made a difference. We made a difference in the decisions that we made in trying to raise these kids. So, but anyway, I don't want to sit here for too much longer. I want to cut my toenails.
Oh my God.
Yeah.